Welcome Jacquie Jordan, Emmy-nominated television producer, author of Get On TV, and the recent book Heartfelt Marketing, Allowing the Universe to Be Your Business Partner, founder of TVGuestpert.com.
Happy New Year's Eve. I'm Jacquie Jordan, hosted here by TVGuestpert.com. We're the industry talk show with the experts. We repeat here tonight at 10 p.m. and Sunday at 5 on AM KZSB 1290 News Press Radio Santa Barbara. And you can find us on the homepage of TVGuestpert.com and on Sony's Blip TV. If you want to friend us, join us on Facebook at Jacquie Jordan Inc., TVGuestpert.com. Thank you so much for joining us. It is New Year's Eve, the last day of a pretty monumental year, if I might say. Today's show is sponsored by the non-pharmaceutical hologram chip that helps you sleep at night and gives you energy during the day. And you can find out more online at cx2wristband.com. And in today's show, if you're joining us on the drive or if you're watching us on the internet after we broadcast, we're going to be talking with we always start the show with an industry expert, but we're going to be talking about wrapping up the year. It's has been a big year, and I think everybody's anticipating a fantastic 2011 for a lot of different reasons. But we want to also talk about the whole idea of resolutions, and we're going to have some laws of attraction experts later in the hour, both from Canada, ironically, and one's a TV guestpert, Christy Whitman, and also international public speaker Michael Losier, who's also a author speaker about the laws of attraction. But before we talk to both of those guests, I want to introduce to you who's become a really good friend of TV Guestpert because she runs a conscious lifestyles broadcast radio show out of Greenwich, Connecticut, and she's really done some fantastic content this past year that we have had the privilege of having a lot of our guestperts on. And it all started because she built her own eco-friendly home in Connecticut. Joining us on the line is Ginger Leilani Chapin, and she is the host of Conscious Lifestyles on WGCH 1490 Greenwich, Connecticut. That's WGCH because I have a little bit of dyslexia there. Greenwich, Connecticut. Ginger, thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Well, thank you for having me. I'm doing very well. Thank you.
So I love that. I love that you turned your own personal crusade. You did an eco-friendly home, and it became a conversation about conscious lifestyles.
It really did. I was building a green-built home here in Greenwich, Connecticut, and it turned into a nightmare because everybody we hired pretty much said that they understood green, but they really did not. And, it became I'd say an uphill battle, really trying to get them to understand, especially contractors, as we all know. Many times they don't keep up with the latest technology, and they don't really want to know about it. They were quite a bit really hostile towards me. And having lived in New York City for 10 years, where, obviously it's a very progressive city, as is Los Angeles, it was very surprising to me because Greenwich is, just an hour north, and it's very affluent. So I was very surprised to find the attitude that I did towards living green and even being conscious about living green. So, it really spiraled into getting a lot of media attention, and which was great because at least it brought forward the conversation that was really needed in this part of the country about green living, green building, and what does that really mean? Does it mean just being a consumer of green products, or does it mean a full consciousness in everyday activities that you can do that really do make a big difference?
And on your program, Conscious Lifestyles on WGCH out of 1490 in Greenwich, Connecticut, you have covered a whole range of topics, everything from eco-friendly parties to eco-friendly makeup to overfishing and the impact it has onto the ocean to what's going on with our food supply. Like, you have really covered a diversity of topics.
And I will continue to do that. There's so much to talk about, and in fact, I really could not even get to all the topics this past year that I wanted to, because, again, there's everything from organic clothing, which I'm wearing right now, to organic makeup, organic skincare. What goes onto your hair, onto your body? What cleaning materials are you using in your house? Gardening materials, that's a key thing. A lot of people don't realize that nuclear waste is put into gardening materials. Pesticides, as you know, Jackie, are very, very toxic, and they actually not only cause learning disorders and mental retardation, but they also cause cancer and other degenerative diseases. Why is that not talked about in the average media circles?
Well, that's what I think
really
is fantastic about the success of your East Coast radio show is that on the internet, you can set up a radio show or audio web file, and these type of conversations are much more prevalent on the wild, wild west of the internet, and we're grateful
True.
for that. And you've been able to hold this space in the tri-state area with this conversation, which I think is really commendable and fantastic. And I know that you were touched by one of the documentaries of last year, The Cove. You had that conversation on your show.
I did. I actually interviewed different people from The Cove, and it was one of the best interviews of my entire life. I cannot tell you how touching it was when I saw them win the Oscar. It was well-deserved, no question about that. And, anyone who has seen The Cove, if you have not seen it, please watch it. It's available all over. It's on the internet. You can get it, through your cable. It's, available online everywhere. You've got to watch this documentary. It is heart-wrenching. But when you open your eyes and you look at the need that there is in this world for all of us to take action wherever we can, that's the important thing. Where is your interest? Do you have an interest in saving the children in the Sudan and the innocent people who are being massacred, like George Clooney? Thank God for George Clooney. Would this ever get any media attention if George Clooney had not stepped up to the plate on that?
Well, what I can say that I'm most grateful for myself is that I get to shepherd the messages of guest experts who are bringing awareness to just different conversations that we might not have heard previously. And I think that you're really commendable for doing that. And Ginger, tonight is New Year's Eve, and it's a big shout out for people to drive carefully. Do you have any last minute thoughts on that for that you would like to speak about that?
I really do. My favorite aunt was killed over the Thanksgiving holiday weekend by a drunk driver, and I don't think drunk drivers understand the impact that they have on people's lives. They shatter innocent people's lives by their carelessness. And, I would rather sleep in my car than get into behind the wheel having had one too many drinks. So, yes, if you are planning on drinking on New Year's Eve, please be conscious enough to either have a designated driver or have a hotel room. I mean, it's that simple.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ginger. My heart and prayers go out to your family for the loss of your aunt. I again commend you for the fantastic radio show, and it's been a privilege to have so many of our Guestperts on to speak. You've given them a space to have a voice on their topics, and have a fantastic end of the year and a fantastic 2011, Ginger. We'll have you back on. Thank you so much. I'm Jackie Jordan, and we're hosted here by tvguestpert.com, and we'll be right back.
I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways.
The Jackie Jordan Show with host Jackie Jordan on tvguestpert.com. Radio KZSB, 1290 AM Santa Barbara and worldwide.
Alex Detail was a child genius who saved the world from the evil harvesters. But a decade later, this mysterious alien force has returned, and Alex is no longer a prodigy. Now, in order to save the world again, he must survive his kidnapping, fight his evil clone, and get his ship to the planet Pluto, where he will uncover the universe's ultimate power. Alex Detail's Revolution, a thrilling new novel by Darren Campo. Buy online or wherever books are sold.
The Jackie Jordan Show, presented by TVGuestpert.com on News Press Radio KZSB 1290 AM Santa Barbara.
Welcome back. I'm Jackie Jordan, hosted here by TVGuestpert.com. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are on your drive home or on your drive out this New Year's Eve, we are the industry show with the experts, and we are talking about those New Year's resolutions as we say goodbye to 2010 and we welcome in 2011. And joining us from Canada is the international speaker and certified law of attraction author, and he's like the perfect person for us to learn from. Now, you have to forgive me, I'm from New Jersey, so it's Michael Losier. Do I have that right? And
That's perfect.
And it's law of attraction, the science of attracting more of what you want and less of what you don't want.
That's right.
So thank you so much for being on our show today.
Oh, you're welcome. It's fun for me.
And I feel very lucky to have you on as a guest. And one of the things I'm really interested in is everybody comes up with their New Year's resolutions, and I have this theory by January 31st, when the credit cards come in and the reality check from the Christmas comes in, everybody's New Year's resolutions go out the door, and they're not too friendly in February.
Well, I'm not really big on resolutions, but I am really big on intentions. So we talk about New Year resolutions, but it feels like I'm going to prison. I need to resolve something. How about if we had New Year's intentions? And set the intention for the new year. You see how it even feels different and better?
Oh, absolutely. It's like the difference between a budget and a spending plan. The language of a budget and a spending plan. I'll take I can work with a spending plan, but if you tell me I have a budget, I could feel the rebellion coming in, swell up. So I like that. Intention.
Yeah, New Year's intentions.
So, but with the laws of attraction, which what I think is brilliant about it, and I think The Secret made it, gave it, brought it into a collective zeitgeist. It's not obviously it's not a new way of being, but it is a consciousness. At what point, I kind of joke with this myself, and you can tell me what you think, but I sometimes think that if it works out the way I wanted it to, it was because I had faith, and if it doesn't work out the way I wanted, then I gambled.
Yes. Well, when you talk about worked out, I think you mean manifesting something that you said you wanted, right?
Yes. Yeah. Outcomes.
Well, for most people, first let's just talk about The Secret for a minute, because The Secret did a really great job in giving exposure to the subject. And when people learned about The Secret, particularly people like us, we thought, well, that's not a secret. I knew about that all along. So The Secret is law of attraction. And even though the word is new for most people, the experiences aren't. So every time you use the word coincidence or serendipity or synchronicity or fate or karma, or you might even say something came to you out of the blue, you really could be saying, this is evidence of law of attraction. Sure. Now, a lot of people practicing law of attraction will give credit to all the great stuff. Wow, I attracted money or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a free parking space or a free coupon. So they're always bragging about the positive attractions. But here's what everybody needs to understand. Even the negative things that you're attracting are a result of law of attraction. Matter of fact, everything that you're attracting is about law of attraction. So it's important to find out what it is and why am I attracting things that I don't like, and more importantly, how do I stop doing that?
Yeah, I think, my guess is that people don't like to take responsibility when the outcome isn't what they wanted.
Yeah. Well, in my training seminars, I use the word accountability.
Yes.
That's one of those words that make the hairs go up on your back.
Yes.
But I'm going to give you the Michael Losier slice it and dice it version. Accountability means my ability to account for. So when I get that great parking space and I point at it and I say, that's here because of me, what I'm really doing is that I have the ability to account for why I attracted it. And I'll brag about it to you. Oh, we got good service at this restaurant because of my vibes. You see how when it's really positive, we have the ability to account for why it's there? Boy, when that ugly stuff shows up, it's a different story, isn't it? Why is this happening to me? Well, the answer is the same. If you attracted it, you have had to have sent the vibration that created it, period. I didn't create the rule, I'm just teaching it. That's what law of attraction does. It has the easiest job description on the planet. Matter of fact, it's only 2 words long. The job description for law of attraction is match vibrations. And right now, you and I are sending a vibe. We'll use the word vibe. We'll say, well, I got a negative vibe, or I got a positive vibe. There's only two kinds. And the obedient law of attraction, which is this universal energy around us, is responding to this vibe by giving us more of the same.
One of the things that I've had to just practice for myself is not labeling things good or bad.
That's right.
So I've had to, in order to be in the flow of this, I've had to relabel it or language it as contraction or expansion. Is this an expansive thought, or is this an expansive action? Is this an expansive feeling? Or am I feeling contraction? Is the air getting sucked out of the room with this conversation? Like, that has been how I've had to negotiate the languaging in some of this for myself.
Yes, and I'm very careful not to call it good or bad, because there is no good or bad, really. I know, but it's how we respond to it. Right? Said, I just lost my job, and I would say, congratulations. Now it's an opportunity for you to attract the ideal job. And my friends think I'm crazy. The other day I was talking to somebody about they felt pretty bad about being unemployed. I said, what are you feeling sad for? You're employable. And they said, yeah. So I actually have a little audio class that I did on my fan page about, it's called Unemployed or Employable. Even though it's not the word, it's how you feel about the word.
Right.
So if I'm thinking, I'm unemployed, I don't have a job, and I don't have money, well, those thoughts are creating this negative vibration. Oh, guess what? Law of attraction is obediently manifesting and unfolding and orchestrating more negative vibrations. But what if you just said, I'm employable? Matter of fact, I'm a great worker. I can do this and this and this. So even though they're just words, it's how you feel about the words that law of attraction is responding to.
And I think you hit the kingpin here, is the feeling, because I can desire something, I can want something, but it's the feeling.
Yes, well, this brings up another good question, because I still think there's misinterpretation about what we mean when we say we need to get the feeling. Because people say, I need to get the feeling of having the new car or the new money or the boyfriend and girlfriend. Well, I don't know how to get that feeling.
That's exactly where I would go with
I don't know how to have. So law of attraction is responding to the vibration. And a vibration is caused when you give something attention. Matter of fact, if you and I spent 3 or 4 minutes right now talking about anything, maybe ice cream cones, and we talked about ice cream cones and big ones and double ones and scoopy ones and vanilla. If we went on a 10-minute conversation about ice cream cones, we would give it attention, energy, and focus. We would be sending the vibration of ice cream cones, and law of attraction would unfold and orchestrate to have, and we'd see ice cream cones all day. We'd see little kids with ice cream cone T-shirts and ice cream cone earrings, and we would smell the cones on waffle, and we'd laugh about it. But did we know what an ice cream cone felt like? I didn't.
No.
So I want to make the distinction about I need to feel it or I need to send the vibration of it. And the way you send the vibration of it is you talk about it and you celebrate it and you picture it, you imagine it, you make it you do whatever. Just giving it attention will cause you to send the vibration. I don't know what an ice cream cone feels like, but I can attract them.
It gives me the senses when you're with young toddlers and they're about to get upset because they fell, but the minute you can distract their attention onto something else, all of a sudden that pain goes away and they're on to the next. I think I think we forget how to do that as grown-ups.
It's so funny. Around Halloween time, my friend Anna and I were walking down the street, and there was a little father with a little girl. She might have been 4 years old, and she had tripped, and she started, and right in front of us, and she tripped, and it was Halloween time, and they had pumpkins on their lawn, and she started to cry, and I said, "Pumpkin!" We were just walking by, and then she looked up at the pumpkin, and she changed her thought, right? You know, she just focused her attention on something, and the dad walked by. I said, "Wow, how did you know how to do that?" And I said, "Well, I just changed her focus."
Yeah, that's really, really great, Michael. We're going to just take a quick commercial break. If you'll stay with us, I have a couple more questions for you.
Excellent. Let's
Thank you so much. I'm Jacquie Jordan. We'll be right back.
The Jacquie Jordan Show with host Jacquie Jordan on TVGuestpert.com. Radio KZSB, 1290 AM Santa Barbara and worldwide.
Alex Detail was a child genius who saved the world from the evil harvesters. But a decade later, this mysterious alien force has returned, and Alex is no longer a prodigy. Now, in order to save the world again, he must survive his kidnapping, fight his evil clone, and get his ship to the planet Pluto, where he will uncover the universe's ultimate power. Alex details Revolution, a thrilling new novel by Darren Campo. Buy online or wherever books are sold.
I would like to reach out my hand, tell you to run.
The Jackie Jordan Show, presented by TVGuestpert.com on News Press Radio KZSB 1290 AM Santa Barbara.
Well, pick me up with golden hand.
I'm Jackie Jordan, hosted here by TVGuestpert.com on New Year's Eve. Thank you so much for joining us. You can also check us out on Blip TV or friend us on Jackie Jordan Inc. on Facebook, TVGuestpert.com. We're sponsored by CX2wristband.com. We're in the middle of a conversation about, well, we're abandoning the language of New Year's resolutions because I think we might agree that these don't work out. But we are going to set a new intention, and we're on the phone with us is the author of Law of Attraction, The Science of Attracting More of What You Want and Less of What You Don't Want, Michael Losier. Am I saying that right?
Oh, yeah, you're doing a great job.
Okay, thank you so much.
Well, you know how they always tease Canadians about saying A at the end of their sentences? Well, I went overboard, and now I say it at the end of my name, Losier.
My excuse is I'm a Jersey girl. So I have a book coming out called Heartfelt Marketing, Allowing the Universe to Be Your Business Partner. Mm-hmm. And allowance is a big part of laws of attraction.
Yeah, it's the most important part. It's also the least understood.
Please tell us why.
Yes. Okay, just so everybody understands, law of attraction is already existing in your life already. Everything that you're attracting is matching the vibes that you're sending, and you're not even doing it on purpose. Then there's deliberate attraction. Now, there's a secret word buried in there, and it's the word deliberate. In other words, I can deliberately attract something if I can deliberately send the vibration of what I desire. Because right now, law of attraction is matching my vibration. What if I sent the vibration of the way I want it to be?
Right.
And now law of attraction is eavesdropping on my vibration and catches me sending the vibration of what I want. If I keep sending the vibration about what I have, I'll keep getting more of what I have. And law of attraction will change your results when you change the vibration. The only way to get something different is to change the vibration. And we do that by changing our thoughts and changing our words.
Yeah, and applicable terms to me, because when I first heard that whole idea of change the vibration, to me it was like mental gymnastics. If I thought harder about something, I could beam it in like Scotty. And for me now, it's more of the affirming, the gratitude, being in the gratitude for what is and what is working, as opposed to the negative thinking about what, or the complaining or the self-pity of what's not working.
That's right.
You know?
People spend a lot of time keeping score about what's not working. And as you're counting about what's not working, law of attraction is eavesdropping and it's matching the vibration. So the allowing part, we talked about deliberately attracting. There's 3 steps to the process. My book is made up of 33% on each step because they're really important. The first step says, what do you want? Well, that makes sense. If you're going to go to a server, you have to, at a restaurant, you need to know what you want. If you're going to do a search on the internet, you need to know what you want. If you're going to order from a catalog, you need to know what you want. But guess what? Most people don't know what they want.
I was just going to say, and isn't that part of the human condition that we have to figure out what we want along the way too?
Yeah.
And they get clear?
Yeah, I was just recently talking to a friend of mine that wanted to attract an ideal boyfriend. So I said, well, what is your ideal boyfriend? And she said, well, I don't want a smoker, and I don't want this, and I don't want that.
She knew what she didn't want.
Yeah, every time you talk about what you don't want, you just gave it attention.
Right.
And if you're not sure what I mean by that, go to the internet and type in no football and see what shows up.
What does show up? More football. Lots of football.
Yeah, well, in case you're really not sure, go type in no sex and see what shows up. Whenever you use the word don't, not, and no, you just gave attention to what you didn't want to give attention to. So if I asked you or told you, don't picture the Statue of Liberty, I know that you know that I know that you did. You cannot not give it attention when I tell you. So when your friends say, I don't want you to get ticked off, but don't be disappointed, but don't slam the door.
We have a Guestpert who talks about the big butt syndrome, and that's the butt he's speaking of.
Yeah. So step one is, what do you want? How do you know what you want? The best way to know what you do want is to know what you don't want.
Right.
I'll say it again. The best way to know what you do want is to know what you don't want. So here's what I want. It's brand new. The second thing with law of attraction states you need to give it attention, energy, and focus. And when you give something attention, energy, and focus, it causes you to send the vibration of it. So step one is, here's the list of what I want. Step two is, I need to give this attention, energy, and focus. So I can talk about it or write about it or tell 10 friends or daydream. Law of attraction doesn't care how you give it attention. It doesn't even know why you're giving it attention. It just responds to the vibration that you're sending when you give it.
Right.
Hey, wouldn't it be nice if it was just 2 steps? Step one is build a list. Step two is make a collage. You'd be done.
Right.
Everybody, I know there's people that have been stockpiling these lists in a binder, one after another, and they're making macaroni collages, and they're praying, and they're telling 10 friends, and they're building vision boards, and they're standing back with their hands on their hips saying, why don't I have that thing that I said that I want?
Well, do you think that people subconsciously block themselves?
Well, subconsciously, meaning they don't know that they are, yes.
Right.
They're not conscious that they're doing it.
Right.
Here's the third step in deliberate attraction. There's 3 steps. Step 1 is, what do I want? Step 2 is, I need to give it attention, energy, and focus. And step 3 is the most important step in the formula, and it's called allow it, or allowing, or allowance. They all mean the same thing. It's almost like faith. But what do those words really mean? What does this really mean? So allowing, or to allow, is the absence of doubt. And what kind of vibration is doubt, positive or negative?
Negative.
It's negative. So pretend you're watching me on the stage at a seminar. I'm holding up my left hand. On the left-hand side, I have a really strong desire to attract an ideal customer. And I talked about it, and I wrote about it, and I got clear, and I made a macaroni collage, and I prayed, and I told 10 friends, my vibes are really high about this ideal customer. And then on the other little voice on my other hand says, it's the voice of doubt, and it says, well, you can't have that. Who do you think you are? You never had that before. So now I have really strong doubt about this desire, and the negative vibration of the really strong doubt just cancels the positive vibration of the strong desire, so the net effect of the manifestation is 0. Now, here's a really important sentence. If you're not driving, write it down. The speed at which law of attraction will manifest what you want, because everyone's asking that question. Well, how fast can I get the thing that I say that I want? I'll say it again. The speed at which law of attraction will manifest your desire is in direct proportion to how much you are doubting it.
Right.
So when people attract something, I'll say, did you have doubt about that? And they said, not at all. I knew. I had this knowingness, this feeling I was going to attract it. And if some of us look back and said, you know what, a few years ago I wanted one of these things, but I had tons of doubt. That's why you didn't attract it.
Yeah.
I'm going to summarize what I just said. Doubt's a negative vibration. Desire is a positive vibration. The negative vibration of your doubt dilutes the positive vibration of your desire, so the net effect is 0. Or sometimes it trickles in. You attract a little bit here and a little bit here, and it happens over 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. It's not instant manifestation. What was blocking it? Some doubt. And you used the word early. It could be unconscious doubt. I didn't even know I had doubt about that, and I had it.
Which is amazing about the process, because it eventually reveals yourself to yourself at some point.
Yes.
Michael, I'm really grateful that we attracted you on today's show. And you're going to be in our neck of the woods pretty soon.
Well, I think so. I'm going to be in Las Vegas on April 2nd. I know that for sure. And
fantastic.
Yes, I just want to spell my last name for people in case they want to look me up. It's Losier, and my website is lawofattractionbook.com.
Excellent, Michael. Thank you so much. Have a really fantastic New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well.
I'm Jackie Jordan. Coming up next, we've got TV Guestpert and certified law of attraction coach and author Christy Whitman. We'll be right back.
Make the world a better place. Take a look at yourself and make a change.
The Jackie Jordan Show with host Jackie Jordan on TVGuestpert.com. Radio KZSB, 1290 AM Santa Barbara and worldwide.
The love, a selfish kind of love. It's time that I realize.
Alex Detail was a child genius who saved the world from the evil harvesters. But a decade later, this mysterious alien force has returned, and Alex is no longer a prodigy. Now, in order to save the world again, he must survive his kidnapping, fight his evil clone, and get his ship to the planet Pluto, where he will uncover the universe's ultimate power. Alex details Revolution, a thrilling new novel by Darren Campo. Buy online or wherever books are sold.
Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in.
The Jackie Jordan Show, presented by TVGuestpert.com on News Press Radio KZSB 1290 AM Santa Barbara.
Life with arms wide open.
We're the industry talk show with the experts. We repeat here tonight at 10 and also on Sunday at 5 p.m. And Happy New Year if you're joining us on the drive home. Today we're sponsored by the non-pharmaceutical hologram chip that helps you sleep at night and the wristband that will give you energy during the day. You can find out more at cx2wristband.com. We are dispelling the myth this hour about our New Year's resolutions because there's actually a better way to do it. And joining us now on the phone is TV Guestpert and certified law of attraction coach, Christy Whitman of Christy Whitman International, also in Canada. And you can find out more about Christy at christywhitman.com. Christy, thanks so much for joining us. How are you?
I'm doing great. Jackie, how are you?
Good. You have, I'm such a privilege to know you for this past year. You actually have been a fantastic addition to my 2010. And I love the work that you do. And one of the things that you speak of is about how self-pity gets in the way.
Yes.
How, and do people even know that they're in self-pity?
You know, a lot of times they don't because if you're saying, oh, you know, no matter what I try, no matter, you know, what kind of job I get, I always get back in debt. No matter what kind of diet I do, I can't seem to lose the weight. No matter what I do to attract Mr. Right, he never comes. That it really is really grounded in self-pity. So most people don't know that. They just think of someone in self-pity as, oh, saying, poor me, I'm such a victim. And it's not as, out there. It's not as evident when we're actually doing it. If you have any type of issue in your life, or what I like to call bugaboo issues, like bugaboo areas, if it's finances or can't find the right perfect partner for you, or always attracting the wrong partner, or, literally like cannot lose the weight, whatever your issue is in your life, it's grounded, it's rooted in self-pity, because self-pity is it's really a place of disempowerment, and it's one of the lowest vibrations that there are in the universe. So if you're coming from a place of feeling powerless to money, no matter what I do, I can't seem to get ahead. No matter what I do, I can't seem to get out of debt. You're in a place of powerlessness, and that is the lowest vibration in the universe.
We were just speaking with Michael Losier, as you heard, and it took me a long time to integrate these concepts because to me, like I said earlier, it was all mental gymnastics. It's like, oh my God, if I think, just let me pretend to think positive and act as if it will all happen, and it wasn't showing up that way. And as I was saying earlier, gratitude became a big piece of it. If you're trying to sell a house, or you're trying to get a job, or are there action steps involved to make these changes as well, other than just the changing the vibration?
Absolutely. I mean, I always say, because I wrote the book, or actually wrote the information on the website, 7 Essential Laws. And for me, it's not just about the law of attraction. There's other laws that are involved. And one of the laws is the law of polarity. And basically what that means is that there's two polar opposites of the same thing. When you think about it, we are both metaphysical and also physical beings. We're a thing called a being, but on the two ends of the stick, if you will, there's a metaphysical part of us, and then there's the physical part of us. So that metaphysical part of us, doing the energetic work, raising your vibration, getting clear on the desires that you have, doing all the things like that even Michael was talking about, that's all metaphysical things. But then we're also physical beings, and we have to, in order to create and manifest in the physical world, we have to do things that are a physical manifestation, meaning taking action. And so it's really important, too, like when you're trying to create something, to make goals. That's why I always say make goals, not resolutions at the first of the year, because resolutions kind of fizzle out. But if you have a goal and you specifically take the action steps towards that goal, you're going to create the momentum and you're going to get there. when you fuel the metaphysical with the physical, that's when you're like on turbo speed in creating what you want.
Now, aren't we every once in a while allowed to throw a good-hearted self-pity temper tantrum? Because I got to tell you, in the moment, those feel really good.
Oh, they do. It's like an animal licking its wounds. Totally.
Exactly.
Okay.
Every once in a while, a good kicking and screaming and having my Norma Desmond moment feels really good.
Oh, yeah, it does, for sure. What I recommend for that is throw yourself a pity party. And what I mean by that is, like, get in your pajamas, get in your bed, do whatever that means or looks like to you, and set, like, an egg timer or set the timer on your cell phone for, like, 2 minutes. And let yourself go as far as poor me and, oh, my gosh, my life sucks. Do the whole 2 minutes of just poor me, woe is me, self-pity. And after 2 minutes, dust yourself off and move forward.
Wow, that's pretty good. 2 minutes. I probably would have to go a little bit. I would like to be indulgent, maybe 2 hours. But maybe my intention for 2011 will be to move my my little tantrums back, my little pity party tantrums back to 2 minutes.
But, even say that you do an hour a day of being in self-pity. Even if you can do, now 40 minutes instead of 60 minutes, that's going to change your vibration. That's going to change what you ultimately create. So even if you can do less and less a day, maybe your goal is to just do 2 minutes a day or just do it as needed, then it is definitely going to change your vibration.
I so appreciate that. And, nothing feels better because then when it's done, and I don't go back to it. So, Christy, we have one more. I'm going to take one quick commercial break. We're going to ask you to stick around for our last segment on our last show of 2010. So stay with us. I'm Jackie Jordan.
The Jackie Jordan Show with host Jackie Jordan on TVGuestpert.com. Radio KZSB, 1290 AM Santa Barbara and worldwide.
Alex Detail was a child genius who saved the world from the evil harvesters. But a decade later, this mysterious alien force has returned, and Alex is no longer a prodigy. Now, in order to save the world again, he must survive his kidnapping, fight his evil clone, and get his ship to the planet Pluto, where he will uncover the universe's ultimate power. Alex Detail's Revolution, a thrilling new novel by Darren Campo. Buy online or wherever books are sold.
The Jackie Jordan Show, presented by TVGuestpert.com on News Press Radio KZSB 1290 AM Santa Barbara.
Welcome back. I'm Jackie Jordan, and joining us on the phone is Certified Law of Attraction Coach Christy Whitman, and she's also a TV Guestpert. And Christy, is it too soon, too premature, or we have to wait till 2011 to talk about your new book?
Oh, no, we can talk about it.
So tell us what you're going to be producing in 2011.
Well, I'm really excited. The book Alpha Bitch is coming out in December of next year. So it's really taking a woman that's already been successful and working with a lot of male ways of creating and getting you to take your manifestation level to a whole different level by applying, feminine power.
I have to say, I personally love that. And, because I come from the television industry, and us women can get really, really hard, and we're good at what we do, but we can be really ball busters.
Yeah.
And that's not so attractive at home.
No, it's not.
not for a long-term relationship or family situation, that's for sure. So, Laws of Attraction, 2010. I guess what are the stories of the folks who either could have used a little bit more laws of attraction or had a little bit of the self-pity get in the way or get in the process?
Sure, let's talk about it.
I know that we got Kate Middleton she got engaged with Prince William.
Yes.
And I guess she's doing everybody's or every young girl's dream because she's going to marry a prince.
Right. Oh, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
So is that a laws of attraction success or?
Well, yeah, anything anybody creates in their lives, whether it's, something that bad happens, like your husband cheats on you and leaves you, or, you are now going to be the Princess of Wales type of thing. Whatever you're attracting in your life, you're attracting because of the vibration that you're giving out. So it doesn't matter if it's wanted or unwanted. It really is what you are vibrating. So the fact that Kate is now, engaged to Prince William's, I mean, she definitely attracted that.
So can you do that also on the collective level? Let's just say 2010 for the country was, it was a better financial year than the previous 2 years. Like collectively, are we manifesting some nasty debt as a country, and is that based on collective attitudes and belief systems?
Absolutely. I mean, you have to think everything in the universe is energy. So, when you are being in a more high vibratory place, you have a much greater influence to, influence what's around you. But because there's so many people that are thinking negatively, that are in fear, that are in doubt, that are in worry, that also is a vibration. And it's a very, like what the media a lot of times puts out and what the economy is, people, they connect with that vibe, and everybody's vibing at that level, at that frequency. And so, yes, it does contribute. But if you are a deliberate creator and you start to pay attention to when you particularly are feeling worried or feeling fear, and you do something about it, you work energetically to raise your vibration, that is going to collectively help everybody on the planet, everybody on the earth, to raise their vibration as well, to get us out of this bad economy.
Health is awesome. Well, and that's what's awesome. Well, even at the top of the show, we spoke with a radio host out of Connecticut who has a conscious lifestyle show. So it's so awesome, and having the privilege to champion Guestperts with the message such as yourself, makes does feel like we're playing in a collective game of changing attitudes for the better and for the positive. But Christy, also in your work, do people come with you with health issues? Because it's my sense, it's your experience, but it's my sense that people, when they have health issues, not necessarily think that, oh my goodness, my vibration created this. I think a lot of us feel very victim to our health. Not me particularly, but in general, I think there is how do you work? How do you coach in that situation?
Well, definitely, it's totally an empowerment thing, and it's being in connection with well-being or being in resistance. And just a real quick story: there was a guy at the gym that was saying that he was having issues with his hips. And I said to him, a lot of times the hips issues is because you're afraid to move forward in your life. And I said, you don't have to talk to me about what your issues are, but I said, that's typically what's happening. He came up to me 2 minutes later. He's like, I'm blown away. He goes, I had a vasectomy, and now my wife wants to have another kid, and I'm afraid of moving forward with this decision. And he's like, and I hadn't even thought about it, but the pain started happening when she came to me and said she wanted to have another child. And so it's like our bodies are always telling us what's going on with us mentally and emotionally. And if we pay attention to that, we can then release that resistance, release that fear, release that doubt, whatever it is, and get back in alignment with our true well-being.
Yeah, that is so fantastic. My book, Heartfelt Marketing: Allowing the Universe to Be Your Business Partner, is where is a lot of that, because our company brings opportunity to people, and I get to see people say they want an opportunity, and then when it comes up, they're in resistance or retraction or panic or blame. And I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
So anyway, it's been fantastic to have you on the show. Between you and Michael Losier, I can say that you've been my insurance policy for 2011, for coming out of the gate and setting my New Year's intentions. Christy, thank you so much for joining us. If you want more information, it's ChristyWhitman.com. And Christy, you want to say the name of the book that's coming out this year too?
Yes, it's Alpha Bitch.
Okay, ChristyWhitman.com. It's CHRISTY Whitman, WHITMAN. Thank you so much for joining us this year, 2010. We hope to see you back in 2011. I want to thank our producers, studio producer Richard Dugan, executive producer Richard Wayner, production assistant and associate Stephanie Cobian, and production Dylan Haley. Thank you so much for joining us.